She doesn't fall in love because you showed up with flowers or because you text her "good morning" every day. She falls in love quietly, slowly, almost accidentally. Not through grand gestures, but through something deeper. How she feels when she's around you, safe, understood, seen. Real love doesn't hit like lightning. It builds in the silences, in the pauses, in the presence that never asks to be noticed, but is felt anyway. Let me show you how it really happens. Number 1. Emotional safety comes before romance. She doesn't fall in love because of flowers or good morning texts. She falls in love when she feels safe, not physically, but emotionally. Can she be vulnerable without being judged? Can she tell you something personal without fearing it will be used against her? Love doesn't grow in chaos. It needs steadiness. Most men try to impress her with confidence or charm, but if your energy feels unpredictable, she'll admire you from a distance. It's only when your presence feels like a calm harbor that her guard starts to drop. She doesn't need you to be perfect. She needs to know that when life gets messy, you won't become another storm. When your presence feels like home, grounded, still, safe, she starts returning more often, and without realizing it, she starts connecting you with peace. That's the root of her love. Not grand gestures, but your emotional consistency. Because love doesn't strike her like lightning. It grows like roots, silent, deep, and only in safe ground. Number 2. She falls for the man who notices what others miss. A woman doesn't fall for words alone. She falls for awareness, the kind that doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. What pulls her in isn't how much you say, but how deeply you notice. Noticing is an art. It's the moment you catch a flicker in her tone when she says she's fine. It's remembering how she takes her coffee. Not because she reminded you, but because you were actually listening the first time. It's seeing her eyes light up when you mention something she shared weeks ago. Something small, something real. This is called attunement, and most men underestimate how much it matters. Because women don't fall in love with the man who shows off. They fall in love with the one who shows up. In small ways, in quiet moments, with undivided presence. You don't need to read her mind. You just need to be there. Really there. Not scrolling. Not waiting for your turn to talk. But actually present. Curious, engaged, alive in the moment. Because when a woman feels seen, deeply seen, not just for her body or beauty, but for her moods, her memories, her subtle shifts, she begins to feel something rare, safe to be fully herself. And that's when the heart starts to move. Not because she planned it, but because someone finally noticed her without needing to fix her. Just witnessed her. In a world that constantly asks women to be more or less of themselves, she falls for the man who simply pays attention and makes her feel like who she is enough. Number 3. The power of presence and mystery. You don't win her heart by trying harder. You win it by being more present and less desperate. Women don't fall in love with pressure. They fall in love with presence and with mystery. When you're with her, are you really with her? Or are you trying to impress her, trying to get something? She can tell the difference. And so can her heart. The secret? She wants to feel important to you, but not like she's the center of your universe. She wants to know you have your own life, your own path, and that you're inviting her into it, not orbiting hers. Mystery isn't about playing games. It's about depth. It's about not revealing everything all at once. It's about her knowing there's more to you. Not secrets, but soul. When she feels your grounded presence but also senses a life beyond her, she becomes intrigued. Not confused. Intrigued. She'll find herself thinking about you when you're not around, replaying the way you said something, wondering what you're doing, not out of insecurity, but curiosity. Because something about your energy lingers, and that quiet wondering, that's where love begins. Number 4. Vulnerability is the hidden bond. Men are taught to be strong, but strength isn't the absence of emotion. It's the courage to show it when it matters. The truth is, women don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with truth. It could be a moment when you speak about your past, not with drama, but with honesty. It could be the way your voice softens when you talk about someone you lost, or how you share a quiet fear you've carried for years. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. And when a woman sees your realness, your scars, your heart, your quiet bravery, she feels safer in her own skin. She doesn't need you to solve her problems. She just needs to know you won't run from her mess, because you've faced your own. Love grows not in pretending, but in presence, in holding space for her without turning it into a performance, in listening without needing to fix, in simply being there, emotionally steady, open, and human. That's the bond. Not the mask you wear, but the self you reveal when you take it off. Number 5. She watches how you move in chaos. She falls in love with how you carry yourself when life gets hard. When she's emotional, do you listen or retreat? When something upsets you, do you explode or breathe? When the world shakes, what shakes you? Stillness is power, not apathy, not cold detachment, but the grounded strength that comes from a man who knows himself. She's watching to see if you can hold your own weight, your silence, your stress, your pain, before she ever gives you hers, because for her, love isn't just about emotion. It's about direction. Is your life going somewhere? Do you know who you are? Can you protect what matters, even when it's inconvenient? If you can hold yourself, she'll trust that you can hold her. Number 6. Trust is built on emotional rhythm, not fireworks. You don't need to impress her once. You need to show up over time. Women don't fall in love with the man who says all the right things on one night. They fall for the one who keeps showing up, even when there's no spotlight. Did you text her when she crossed your mind? Did you check in on her after a bad day? Did you show the same warmth after 3 months that you did after 3 dates? That's what builds trust. And trust is the slow heartbeat of love, because for her, consistency isn't boring. It's safe. It's not about routine. It's about reliability. And when your presence becomes something she can count on, without having to question it, her guard starts to lower. You're not just a man anymore. You're peace. And that kind of peace, she won't want to live without. Number 7. She falls for how she feels around you. Here's the truth. She's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with how she feels around you. Does she feel inspired or judged? Does she feel strong or small? Your energy is shaping her experience of herself. And if she feels more alive, more confident, more deeply herself in your presence, she won't want to let that go. This isn't about flattery. It's about reflection. When you reflect her beauty back to her, her mind, her humor, her soul, she starts to associate you with her own light. That's when love becomes inevitable. Because you're not just a partner, you've become a mirror, one that shows her who she really is, and who she's capable of becoming. Number 8. She falls in love when she's truly seen. Any man can want her. Few men truly see her, not just her curves, not just her charm, but her pain, her silence, the parts of her she doesn't show the world. Most women have been wanted for the way they look, But almost none have been loved for the way they think, or the way they feel when they're not performing. She falls for the man who notices when she's pretending, the one who listens when she doesn't have the words, the one who cares without trying to impress. And when she feels seen, without needing to be perfect, she begins to trust. That's where love lives. Not in pressure, but in presence. So, have you seen this happen before? Or maybe you've been the man who made her feel these things, or the one who missed it. If this resonated with you, leave a comment. Share your story. You never know who needs to hear it. If this gave you something to think about, give it a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want more insights into love, the mind, and what makes us human, subscribe to Factsworth. This channel is about more than facts. It's about truth, about feeling seen, even in a world that rarely looks closely. Until next time, stay curious, stay gentle, and remember, she doesn't fall for the man who talks the loudest. She falls for the one who makes her feel understood.